Okay, tell me. You gotta get closer. I can't
So I'm
see.
reading the book David and the Phoenix.
What day is it today? Tuesday? What the
The
day?
7th, I think.
The 7th. What time is it?
3:12.
Okay, all right. Tell me about the book you're reading.
So, it's about a boy who goes climbing. A boy named David who climbs a mound. He really doesn't have to because later on the Phoenix told him that there was a trail he could just go down. But they became friends. But he was climbing until he's walking around the place and he hears this noise, so he ducks down into a crouch and he starts to go. And then when he sees this enormous bird, he had a book of all the birds, but he never seen anything like it. So he hid behind it. He was scared to death. That was in the further pages from the beginning.
Okay, talk about where you're at now.
A day I'm already at. In one day I reached page 66 and the 60. Now I'm on page 72 and 73.
I wish I could read that fast.
And there's about 137 pages. I'm on chapter 6 or 7, I think.
Okay.
Well, I'm on this, where it says here.
Okay, read for me.
Were you in war? David asked. Was I, sighed the sea monster. It flopped down comfortably on its belly, curled its tail around its front flippers, and sighed again. But David noticed that its whiskers had perked up to a quite cheerful angle. The sea monster was obviously delighted to have someone listen to its troubles. Yes, it said, heaving a third sigh. I was, from the very beginning, much against my will. Guns all over the place, terrible. Did they shoot you? David asked, horrified. Well, at me anyway. I'm thankful to say that they never hit me, but there were some pretty near misses. All the oceans were simply packed with ships. I couldn't lift my head out of the water without bringing down a perfect rain of shells and bullets. The intelligent thing in that case, the Phoenix broke in with a sniff, would have been to stay underwater. Thank you, Phoenix, said the sea monster dryly, but I do like to breathe now and then. Anyway, it wasn't safe underwater. They dropped depth charges on me. One ship even launched a torpedo at me. How awful. Tut, my boy, said the Phoenix. I have no doubt our friend is stretching the truth shamelessly. You need to not look so smug, monster. You are not the only one at war. I have gone to an anti-aircraft fire a number of times. Some of it was severe. In fact, once I had the whole North Atlantic fleet after me. The sea monster interrupted him proudly. He's talking about how everyone was chasing after me.
You know what it means to...
He says, and then the sea monster says, once I had the whole North Atlantic fleet after me.
You know what it means if somebody looks smug? Smug? Smug means like, it's like an arrogant look. It's just like kind of like I'm better than you are look. You're like you're overconfident. Like you have too much confidence, you look smug. Read on.
Right. And I remember the Franco-Prussian War, said the Phoenix, which I dare say you do not. Well, no, I don't. There you are, the Phoenix crowned the sea monster. Looking rather ruffled, pointedly turned from the Phoenix and said to David, what would you like to do, David? David suddenly remembered what they had come for. and the excitement rushed back to his heart. He opened his mouth to cry. He wanted to dig for treasure, then stopped short. Asking for money, he knew was an impolite thing to do, especially from someone you had just met. And there was no telling how the sea monster might feel about people nosing around for its treasure. So he looked at the phoenix and waited for it to speak. The phoenix caught David's glance and cleared its throat several times and looked apologetically at the sea monster. Monster, old chap, it said soothingly, I am deeply sorry for having doubted you just now. Deeply sorry.
I'm running out of time. I'm going to have to
Quite
stop
all
it
right,
for now.
said the sea monster stiffly. Yes, Phoenix. Yes, the phoenix continued. We both know that you have passed through, what's this word?
Let me see it.
Perilous times?
Perilous.
Perilous?
What do you think perilous means?
I don't remember.
What do you think it means?
Rough times?
Close, dangerous. Like walking over the Grand Canyon on a tightrope would be very perilous. Anyway, this is the next book he's going to be reading. He'll probably start on this one tomorrow.
Probably in about 2 days.
Yeah, I've been reading.
I'll have to finish.
I read a little of this book. This is a really, really
you
good.
read a little bit?
I read through a little bit, and it's about 12 stories about 12 stories pertaining to the history in Europe, talking about things like the Charlemagne and King John and the Magna Carta.
Which I must confess.
And here's the book that I'm reading right now.
You say it's a very boring book so far.
Yeah, it's kind of all it does is it doesn't really. The author wrote the book when Carrion was alive, and kind of towards the end of his life, and so the book is it doesn't talk about things that are controversial, like Carrion's membership in the Nazi Party and things like that. It doesn't go into that. It mentions a few things, but doesn't talk about his childhood.
I'll be back in a second, quickly.
It mainly talks about his greatness as a conductor. So, anyway, Harmon's doing a pretty good job. We got to do our math later on this afternoon. So.
My hamster!
Oh, he got her fast. He trained this hamster. She was wild as can be, and now she's real gentle. She loves having him play with her.
I can even put her on the ground.
That's not the ground, that's the floor.
I mean the floor. I can sometimes use it.
Yeah, I remember the time you put her on the floor. She ran like hell. We had to chase her.
For like 30 minutes.
Well, it wasn't that long, but it seemed like hours.
Yeah,
That's Brunhilde, the Viking hamster.
she got loose 2 times, but the second time we caught her easily. I was afraid even to catch her while running.
Yeah, she's a good
But later on, I started to get used to her bite. She bit me 2 times.
All right, I gotta hang up here. I gotta stop this phone.
Say bye, Brunhilde.
Brunhilde, the Viking hamster. Da 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 da. All right. The Viking hamster.